So today we're checking out more Nightwish. This is 7 Days to the Wolves, live at Wembley. Okay, so far the guitar part sounds pretty familiar, but it's nothing unique, so it's probably just a familiarization. You've heard me talk about it a little bit before. Obviously, we know Marco is just an amazing, fantastic, elite-level musician. I've played a little bass in my time, only because I had to, but I have played some bass in my time, and I can tell you, out of all the guitars, in my opinion, unless you're just playing ultra-clean guitar, in comparison to the type of guitar I play, the bass is something that can overexpose weaker players pretty quickly. Watch Marco's slide that he's accomplishing here as he brings his hand down to probably around the 5th, 7th fret, somewhere like that, and then he slides. Doo, 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 boo. It's clean. It's crisp. It's neat. It doesn't break. It doesn't waver. It doesn't pause. It's smoothly done. I know they've got a lot of stuff going on in the mix to help or whatever that may be, but that doesn't take away from his pure musicianship here. Nothing overcomplicated, but to pull this off on a bass, I've seen many other bass players try to just do simple slides like this, and they sound like crap. His sound great. Really like the sound of either the track or the keyboards, whichever one's making it. It's almost coming off as like a choir. I love that stuff. Our band usually once every EP has some sort of large choir section, so it kind of warms my heart to hear those things. It's interesting also that if it's coming out of the keyboard, he's obviously got multiple different settings. I don't know how to play it, don't know how it works, but it sounds like he's pulling almost like a choir type of effect from the keys, unless it's coming from the track. Love the harmonies.
7 days to the poison, and a place in heaven. Time going near us, they come to take us. Is this my church of choice? Lost will stream enough sacrifice.
Okay, was that Floor or was that Marco? Something about children. I wasn't watching the screen as far as where the lyrics are. So did Marco come off and do that little growly something about the children at the end, or was that Floor? I think it's Marco, right? I think that was Marco. One more time. Sorry, I have geek out moments, but this is one of them.
Where will we
Okay, let's talk about Impu and his guitar solo there. Well written, just enough, not too much. A couple things stuck out to me. The amount of control he has with his vibrato. That's when you're basically bending the string, but rapidly, most of the time, like in both directions type scenario. It just adds a little, like a wobble. That's my that's my non-classically trained, non-expert way of explaining to you what vibrato is on a guitar. But he has dramatic amounts of control over it. His bends and his vibrato are ridiculously controlled. A lot of people can do the vibrato. It's just a matter of how they control it. He appeared at one point in time to do 2 different speeds of vibrato, like on one note. Maybe wrong. The other thing that sticks out there to me is there's a part of it that seems like timing-wise he's almost late. And I'm certain it was written that way. I've never actually heard this song, so maybe I'm wrong, right, whatever it may be. He's either late or early, but it's offset by like milliseconds, and it actually adds a lot of character to the solo for me. So if for some reason that was an accident, which was not intended to be, then I'm geeking out over nothing. But I know them well enough to know that they don't typically have accidents. They're not late or early. Like if it's done for a purpose. But check out the vibrato and how much control he has when he's doing his bends and he's doing that vibrato stuff. And the finger tapping at the end, I'm not even going to talk about it. It's not in my skill set. Let's check this out again one more time. That. Right there. Hear that? Catch the vibrato again, and just almost seems like it's just milliseconds off time. Catch the whole thing. Again, well done. Just the timing on like it just it wasn't early, wasn't late. That's just how he plays it, I'm sure. But his timing is just millisecondly perfect to complement it. Just added a ton of character to a solo that really wasn't overly complicated until the end. But even though it may not look overly complicated and stuff, guys, that's why I bring out the point in talking about how much control he has on that vibrato. Everybody can do vibrato when they play guitar, but it's how much control do you have over your bends and your vibrato? That takes you from a level 9 guitar player to a level 11 guitar player, which he is. I haven't forgotten about Kai. He's just playing a badass song. Listen to Troy back there.
Wembley, let's go!
Nice change. My favorite part about this section, I think, is Tuomas. You got the band just thrashing, but behind that, I feel like I'm hearing him just really cool movement, almost like it's like the keyboard's almost got its own vocal line per se.
Wembley, let's go!
Man, I almost feel like I hear like a horn or something there. I don't know if it's in the track or the keyboards or what, but I've got to hear it again because yeah, you never know what I'm gonna hear and geek out on, right? Almost like a war horn or something like that in the background. So many noises.
Like a fire fish, she's the ghost giving. Take the road less traveled, fighting the sea of fools. Summer oh, 7 days to the walls. Where will we be? When they come? 7 days to the poison, find a place in heaven. Time growing near us. They come to take us. 7 days to the wall, 7 days to the wall. Where will we be when they come? 7 days to the poison, and a place in heaven.
You hear that ridiculously high note she just hit? 7 day to the morning. She just nailed it.
7 days to the wall. Where will we be when they come? 7 days to the poison, and a place in heaven. Time growing near us. They come to take us.
Back to that original opening.
Heroes, cowards, heroes, cowards,
I'm sorry, but we've just got to go back to this. Are you kidding me? Woman is breathing fire like a dragon. Let's not mention the fact that they're harmonizing both in upper register. A lot of times when you have harmonies, there's a high and there's a low. In this case, there is a high and there is a low. Both of them just so happen to be really high. So you've already got a high part that Marco's singing, and then she just puts a higher part on top of it. And then she goes and breathes fire.
heroes, cowards,
Oh, and I ask again, who hit the little at the end? I think it was Marco again because she was holding out that clean, I feel like. If you're coming over here from another video and wondering, why is he asking which one is doing the growl part? It's because this is Miss Flora Jansen, and if you're not familiar with her, she can do everything you could imagine that can be done with a vocal. Low, guttural, growls, highs, in-betweens, operatic, classical, I've yet to see anything she can't do. That's why I'm asking that. I'm just an old school thrash metalhead, always have been and always will be. If you are coming over here from another video and you haven't checked out any Nightwish before, I've got a pretty large, extensive playlist at this point in time of Nightwish songs I've reacted to if you want to see my take. That being said, all the original links are in the description, so you can go check out more of them on your own. I recommend that you do if this is something you even remotely liked. I loved this. I thought this was great, and it's not my favorite by them. So that being said, that's another reason for you to go check out more of Nightwish, because if this was awesome and it's not even my favorite, imagine what else you're going to get. Few geek out moments. Love Marco's work on the bass as usual. Kai back there just taking care of business. I don't have a lot to say. I don't play his instrument, and he just did exactly what was necessary for the song. I've seen Kai do some crazy stuff, especially like in Winter Sun. I think that's the name of the band. Yeah. I know his capabilities are absolutely insane. So I don't leave him out to not. It just, there was nothing for me to geek out on this time for him. Love the choir effects, the high-end vocals, both harmonizing with each other. Awesome. Impu's guitar, of course, always gets me. I'm really impressed by his control. That's not about speed all the time and flash. He's just got such control when he's bending and using his vibratos. So he doesn't always have to do a lot to do a lot, if you get what I'm saying. And as usual, I love the harmonization of the vocals. This has been fantastic. Like I said, old school thrash metalhead, always have been, always will be. Checking this out for the first time, go listen to more, go check out more. I've got tons of playlists, all sorts of stuff that you could possibly want. Original links are always in the video. For those of you in that Nightwish family, this has been fantastic, and I once again, thank you for having me.